Halloween night, Will saw a sort of shadow. Maybe all of this is happening for a reason.
These are not nightmares. It's happening. And it all leads back to here.
This thing.
You said it was all in his head. And what have you done? Nothing. What is wrong with my boy?
I don't understand. 11 what? She always did. It's like it's reaching into Hawkins. If anyone knows how to destroy this thing, it's Will.
Oh my God.
Don't you think it's weird how we only seem to hang out when the world's about to end?
It's not like it was before. It's grown.
It's Judgment Day. Which is why we need as much help as we can get. Is anyone there? Anyone!
You should go now. It's almost here.
You still have that bat?
Bat? What bat?
One with the nails.
Hi. Oh, thank you.
There you go. And I feel like you have Steve's hair too from the show. So there it is. Happy Halloween, Millie. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Both here on stage and in Stranger Things season 2.
Yes, crazy.
I love it. It's bigger, it's better, it's wilder than the first season. I didn't think they'd be able to top it, but they absolutely did.
They did. They did. It's like a roller coaster. It was crazy.
What did you think when you first started getting the scripts for where 11 was when we pick up in season 2? And I'm not sure how many people here. I know it's only been out since Friday.
I don't want to like spoil anything. So how you finished it?
Finished it.
What was your favorite episode?
Okay, yeah.
7. That's good. I like that. Good answer. Yeah, no, I think.
I mean, your favorite episode too?
Yeah, well, it's 11 centric. It was so fun to film as well. So, oh my goodness, I watch you on YouTube all the time, by the way. Yes, no joke, just to let you know. So sorry, I feel like I'm like completely interacting with the fans. But okay, so.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wait, hold on. Can I ask you what does she do on YouTube that you watch?
So I remember the time when you saw the MTV Awards and you was making fun of Finn's sneeze. Oh my God, I showed it to him. I was like, Finn, you need to look at this girl. She's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, no, I think when I started reading the scripts, I was like, okay, this is really weird. And then I just, I read episode 7 and it kind of clarified everything, clarified where 11's actually going, and I didn't want it to be like 11's constantly depressed because she always is. So she's
got reasons.
She's right, but the fans watching it might be like, she's never gonna be happy, like when is she ever gonna be happy? And I wanted to make sure that we got into the life of her and where she came from and things like that. So 11 definitely went on an emotional roller coaster for season 2, and it was emotional and for me as well, because 11 is me. So playing
11 is you?
11 is me. 11 is just who I am now. So going back.
What is that like?
I know. It's weird to explain, but like...
That's a deep
she
thing to
just-
say.
I know. Is it really? I feel like he's like, I'm really weirded out right now.
No, not at all. It's that
I
you're,
get it.
you know, you're young. You have this character that's become iconic.
Yeah.
And saying that character is you now is, I mean, it's great that you can feel that and feel unburdened
Yeah.
to say that.
It's just that I don't have to like get in the character anymore because she's just me. So like if somebody's like, Millie, play 11, action, I'm like, there I am, you know, and I'm 11. And as soon as they yell cut, I'm Millie again. But I feel like I don't need to like try absolutely hard to get into the character anymore because I used to for season 1, but now for season 2, I'm just like really like, it's easier for me.
What about those the early scenes in the season with David Harbour, where you have these incredible domestic scenes, very much like a father
He's
and
just trying
daughter.
to humanize me.
Yeah.
And he can't. You can't humanize a girl who's been an orphan and has been tortured her whole life and then also has powers. Like, you can't humanize that, really.
Also has power.
Also has powers. Like, that's a pretty big factor. So I feel like it's definitely like a full circle, you know, because she starts off with Hopper and she has this real weird connection with him, right? So but it's the greatest thing to watch because also just to act like with him is just, like so great because he's amazing and he makes every scene so powerful that like
He's a very committed actor. I mean,
my
he's
goodness,
like
yeah.
a classically trained theater actor. I've talked to him before. He
I
takes
just
the craft
sit
very
there
seriously.
and I'm just looking at him and I'm like, God, let me just try and be better. Like, no, you can't. Like, I just have to watch him and he inspires me so much because he goes out of the box of a scene. Like, he'll think of the scene and he'll go, let's do this. And it's like, no, you can't do that, David. And you're like, yes, you can. We do it. And it's like amazing. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like working with him just made so many scenes so much more powerful and energetic. And I mean, him before a coffee, after a coffee, woo!
So he's got a little bit of Hopper in him.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like, he is Hopper. Like, you can't, he walks in, goes on set. It's like, you know, one of the ADs is like Flo, and he's like, he takes all the junk food. and then I'm like watching him in this new movie he's in, and he's like working out, and I'm like, whoa, Hop! Like, you're doing, like, this is amazing. You know, I love David. He's amazing.
You said that he does things that are sort of outside the box of the scene or how you view the scene. Is there an example of that in some of your scenes where he kind of changed it a little bit and blew the doors open for you?
Yeah, I think the argument scene was one of the toughest scenes because we had to act like we hated each other.
It's a great scene. The two of you are
It was
fantastic.
really good. Thank you. It was fun to film, but also really stressful because I feel like, so we go on set and like David and I are like not talking to each other. We're like looking at each other and I'm just like kind of looking away. And he's very, you know, he just, as soon as he goes on set, that's like it. He's Hopper and that's it. So I didn't want to come in and be like, hey, David, like, you know, I can't be myself because I know that he needs to get into it also. So I kind of just like step away and I'm looking at him and he's like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, yep. And I go on set and then he's like, so what are we doing? And then, you know, you have the director and he's like, okay, so basically you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. And he's like, well, why doesn't she just slam the shelf down? We're like, what? He's like, why don't you just shut the door and sham, you know, the shelf has to fall on the ground really loud, and then you have to hold it and then lean on this. And I'm like, what are you doing?
The director's like, oh my God, I gotta slam a shelf down.
And then Sean's like, okay, special effects. And like they just start putting strings on everything and we're starting pulling everything around us and we're like, what is happening? Like I mean, it's definitely a collaboration. Like I wanted to shut the door with my mind because, you know, why not? But I feel like he definitely comes up with some fantastic ideas that I can't. I'm like, dude, stop. Like, you're always making me look. I'm like sitting there and he's like, but why don't we do this? I'm like, why don't I come? Just tell me next time and I'll say.
Give me some of your ideas so I can throw them out.
Be like, oh, look, I'm coming up with an idea. Yeah, no. But I think definitely we both help each other out a lot. Like, I'm always like, should I do this? Or like the end scene when I'm like closing the gate. That was crazy. That was like a really hard scene also because, he was so sweet that day because I was really nauseous because we was on an actual crane high up and I was on a harness. So when I levitate, I just don't want to spoil anything. When I levitate, they like pull the harness up and like, I start screaming and everything. And I'm just screaming to a tennis ball. And like, I am. So, and I have to like hold it up because the nose is, my nose is running with blood. So I'm like, okay, are we ready? It's coming. 3, 2, and then they're like, she's crazy. And then like after that, they yell cut, and I'm like, I'm gonna be sick because we were so high up.
Yeah.
So they had to lower me, go outside. I'd have to like, take a breather, throw up a little, then come back inside,
You really
do it again.
throw up?
No, but I was definitely outside, and I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I'm gonna do this, and then I go back inside. I do it again, and then David was like, I have some like nausea bracelets that stop you from doing. Like, try it. And then I'm like, okay. And he's like, try this. This is really good. And then he's like, drink water. And I'm like, okay, Dad, calm down. Like, oh my goodness, no, he's great though. I love him.
He has, I mean, based off the way that I've heard him talk about the show, his character on the show, and also the way he gave that speech at the Golden Globes last year or the year before. Was it the Golden
SAG
Globes?
Awards.
Right? The SAG Awards, excuse me.
If it was Golden Globes, we'd all be like, we'd all be having Emmys.
Excuse me, at the SAG Awards, he does seem to be a bit like a father figure to everybody on the cast,
Yeah.
whether, he tries to be or not. It
Yeah.
seems like he is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he is. He is. He doesn't try either. Like, at the beginning of the season 1, he didn't like all of us. And it's like, it's actually like...
didn't like
it's
all of you?
factual information. Like, he just didn't like us. He was like, because he's like just not kid-friendly. Like, he's just really like, he's just a guy.
He's a bit ornery.
What does that mean?
Curmudgeon, like
Curmudgeon?
let's see if I can
Like
get
moody?
Surly.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
I love this. I'm just gonna be a thesaurus
start saying-
of words you don't know right
Thank
now.
you. I'm just gonna...
Yeah,
no.
like moody and kind of grumpy.
Yeah, for sure. This is him. Yeah, like he's always grumpy. But like that's the thing I love about him is that he's not like, he's just so chill. And then so then it was first season. He's like, okay, there are kids and they're really energetic. And then like we go on set and he's like, you look good with the shaved head. I'm like, thank you. And then like second season.
Him warming up to kids.
Yeah,
you look
he's
good with
like,
a shaved head.
You look good with a shaved head. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then second season, like, he comes up to us and he's like, you guys are like family now. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay, honey? Like, oh, what is happening right now? And then he posted on his Instagram the other day, like, a collage of pictures and it was all him with his friends. And in the middle was him with all those kids. And he was like, all around we have friends and in the middle, center, we have family. And I was like, oh. It's like, because it's like the greatest thing to hear somebody say something like that. Because I think David and I have a really great connection and a bond. And I mean, we do we sit there and I'm like, don't do that. No, don't, no, and we're so like, we're like children. And then in the scenes, we just make, we love doing scenes together because we make everything so much more crazier and dramatic. And I feel like when I first seen when I was working with these guys, it was not like that. It was not grumpy. It was no moodiness. Like, it was just teenage boys talking about girls, video games, and boy stuff 24/7. And then you have like David Harbour, and he's like, "Where's my coffee?" Like, that's all I want, So it's like a big transition.
Yeah, what was it like for you? I mean, obviously the majority of Stranger Things season 1 is you and the boys, and in this season, it's really, your journey is finding a way to come back to them, which is near the end of the entire season. So you shot very little with them this season. What was that like?
Well, I think what people don't know is that I do so much school with them. So I come in on set, and they might be filming a scene with Sadie, but there I am, like, in the school trailer, like, come on, get back in here, let's learn some algebra, and then, like, I do my scenes and they're in school. So I'm always coming back in, and they're always coming back in. So we are always together, and I feel like Sadie and I, like, people are like, you didn't work with her. I'm like, I don't need to work with her. I'm always seeing her. Like, this time last year, we was at school, it was 5 hours of school, all in a school trailer, all like screaming at each other, throwing paper across the room, and then Noah was like, "What are you guys doing for Halloween?" And I was like, "I'm not doing anything." And it was the first time I was kind of like warming up to Sadie, and so I'm a very straightforward person, so I'm like, let's be best friends, and she's like,
That's straightforward.
yeah. So she's like, okay, sure. And so I was like, well, let's all do something together. So we all went to our teacher's house, neighborhood. So we didn't ever we just went to her neighborhood. We went all around her neighborhood, and nobody recognized us except for this one group. And they were like, you kind of look like the kids from Stranger Things. And we was all like, ha 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 ha.
You hit it. You didn't.
Yeah, we was like, let's go to 392. Yeah.
Where do you guys shoot the show again? What town?
Atlanta.
Oh, you shoot it in Atlanta. So
Yeah.
you basically went trick-or-treating in Atlanta. What did you go as?
So it's kind of a funny story, but Noah and Noah is like my one of my best friends. I have a selection, but Noah is definitely up there because he's just so crazy, and I cannot ever keep up with him. He's so mental. And so he was like, let's go and get costumes. So we go and get costumes together. We're in the store, and he's grabbing things, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna let him do that. So we get in the car, we get to the house, we're looking at the costumes, and I'm like, dude, do you see this? And he's like, what? I'm like, what size do you think this is? And he's like, it's 15. I was like, it says 5 for a 5-year-old. And we look, and it's tiny. So we start cutting it up. We're sewing it together. So I'm a bit of the Flash and Harley Quinn. He's Flash mostly, and then shoes are Harley Quinn. It was the most ridiculous thing, but I thought we looked great.
So you were like a hodgepodge of two characters.
Yeah.
Mixed, if we had put the two of you and those two
Together.
costumes in a blender, we would have gotten what you guys were.
Noah and Millie. Yeah.
Noah and Millie like that.
Yeah. And then Finn came as a whoopee cushion. The weird, I feel like everybody was like, did you tell Finn not to dress up? I was like, no. We just said, get a costume. And he was walked in, and we was like, what are you wearing? Yeah, it was hilarious though.
Who, I don't want to say fight, but amongst all of you, who sort of quips at each other the most?
I mean, I'm just a very I'm somebody who does that a lot. So if we're in school, I feel honestly, Gaten and Caleb make me laugh because they don't do that. They don't. What did you say?
Quip.
Okay.
Banter.
Never heard of that.
Love
banter.
This is my favorite part of this interview right now.
Banter. But I don't know what quip means. But banter. Yeah, they have a lot of banter together. They're the close. We each kind of have our different friendships with each other. I have the only girl, which is Sadie. Then I have Noah. I have a great relationship with Gaten and Caleb. And then Finn and I mean, we act like we're together on the show. So we're just going with everything. We're really we're very close because I mean we have to do it on screen so much that we've become so close over that. But I think that maybe me and Noah, because we're best friends, most of the time. I feel like we definitely we nitpick it. I think once he loves Cliff Bars. You know what Cliff Bars are? So he emailed Cliff Bar, and he was like, I love your bars. I really like them. So they got him a full-on box. Ordered to that, I love your bars, right? So a full-on box came to the school trailer. We open it, and they're like, this is for Noah Schnapp. I was like, Noah, somebody's here for you. And he comes in, he's like, it's my Cliff Bars! And Sadie loves Cliff Bars because they're vegan. So she's ripping up. And I was like, I'm gonna just play prank. Just when they go to lunch, I'm just gonna hide the Cliff Bars.
You hit his Cliff Bars.
So I hit it, and he was like, where are you? I'm gonna steal all your gum, because I'm obsessed with gum. So he's stealing the gum, throwing it in the trash. I'm like, Noah, no! We scream at each other. And then afterwards, he's like,
Meanwhile,
hey, you wanna go over, I'll come over to your house, we can go swimming or something? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
And meanwhile, while you guys are screaming at each other, there's a teacher in the trailer. Be like, please, just do another problem. Please just do another algebra problem.
She's like, the Cliff Bars are in the closet, and your gum is gonna be fine. I promise you. She's trying to always. So I feel bad for the teachers. I have to deal with 6 kids.
So when we talk about 11's journey through the season, she gets to dress like a punk and become a bit of a punk. What was it like, sort of diving into that, and also having the character of number 8, a kind of sister to you as well?
Yeah, I was bizarre kind. Because I mean, it was like a whole different. Like episode 7 was a whole different cast. Nobody from season 1 was in there.
It's like its own standalone thing.
And yeah, and like we had like separate fittings, we had separate makeup, like testers, yeah, guys.
Makeup
that's what I
tests?
said. Makeup tests. So we like go to the tests, and they're like, you know, and it's so different. So it's like a whole different 11, and I was like really weirded out by the fact that like I was just like really growing up, like 11 was growing up. So, and then like I met all the cast and I was like, oh my God, like where's David? Where's my mum? Where's the boys? Because they would just go off during their school and I would never see them because I was working every single day. Like I was in every scene in episode 7. So I feel like it was just a crazy episode, a month and a half at least of filming it. And it was crazy. I mean, I hope you guys liked it.
A month and a half of just that one episode.
I think so. It felt like years. It really did.
You were like, where are my friends? Where is
I
David?
was like, where is everyone? And everybody was like, I was like, David, you want to go out to dinner? I'm in New York right now. I was like, okay, have a good time. Yeah, so I felt like I was kind of doing my own movie. And then coming back for episode 8 and 9, and then like, so the scene where at the end of episode 8, I walk in and, you know, it's the scene where like they first start looking at my shoes and they come up and it's me and right. So, so I walk in and everybody had worked that day. So I was there for Finn. I was Finn's eyeline. So I was behind the camera. So I wasn't on camera. And I was just there for Finn, getting him like the raw emotion, you know, and everybody's reaction to like, it was a camera on Katie, Caleb and Sadie and Gaten, and I just woke up, you guys. So I'm telling you, so you're, you know, and then everybody had like their separate, and they didn't shoot me. They were gonna shoot me later on, but everybody had wrapped because, you know, of children's time and stuff like that. Because we can only work 10 hours, and I had an extra, like I had 3 hours left, and all the boys had to go. So I was like, so when are you gonna do my shot? Like, gotta get 11's face. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have to do it tomorrow because all the kids are gone. I was like, no, you're gonna put green, yellow, you know, red, purple, put tape, and then just shout at the names. And they were like, Millie, it's gonna be such an emotional scene. You're gonna need Finn's face there. I said no. So we did it, and they used it. And I just looked at tape. I didn't look at his face. So it was one of the greatest scenes in the season.
What made you so confident that you could do that?
I don't know, just because I didn't want to add another day of work.
You're becoming a real pro.
So I was like, well, tomorrow we're just going to have to add that scene, and it's going to be way too much, and, you know, everybody's going to be stressed out, and the cameramen were like, oh, my God. So I was like, okay, let's just put the tape up there, and I'll do that. And the Duffer Brothers were like, Millie, well, this is not okay. And I was like, I know it's not, but we're just going to do it. And they was like, okay. So I had done it, and then the next day, they were like, Finn, you have to do it again. They have to do it like another shot. And Finn was like, can I see Millie's? And they were just trying to match my emotion because I was like, you know, and Matt and Ross were like, she looked at tape. But yeah, I was going to put like Zac Efron's face right there. Or like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's who you want to sit.
Yeah.
Now you and Finn have I'm assuming everybody has seen it here. So you and Finn have a wonderful dance together and an intimate moment at the snowball dance at the end of the series.
Yeah.
People have told me this. I didn't see it, but people have said that he whispers something to you before he leans in. Right?
Yeah.
What does he whisper?
He said, I'm coming in.
He said,
he looked at me and he was like, I'm coming in.
Now, was that scripted, or did you guys play?
No, because he knows I get so nervous at this stuff. Like, there's 250 extras looking at my face, like looking at me kissing. It's just weird. I look at my dad. He's like, yeah. Yeah, no, it was a great scene, and honestly, it was my decision to kiss him because we wasn't kissing at all. It was Sadie and Caleb always kissing, and then we go to lunch all together, and Sadie's like, I really don't want to kiss anyone. Like, this is not okay. And I was like, that's how I felt last season. But there's this thing called acting, and you just gotta do it. And she's like, I know. It's just like, you know, like, I was like, and just be prepared for interviews now. Just everybody's gonna be like, how did the kiss go? And you're just gonna have to be like, it was fine.
I don't care about the kiss. I'm curious about the improv,
dancing.
the line.
Oh, the line, right? So I mean, so they had to kiss, and always. And I was like, what? How are we gonna dance? Like, Finn, do you want to practice? Like, I don't really know how to. Like, it was like I've never been. I'm homeschooled. I've been homeschooled for 5 years. I've never been to a dance or a prom, anything like that. So I'm just standing here like I don't really know what's going on. And he was like, that's good because you know 11 doesn't know how to dance. So. You know, I'm there, and then I went up to, we started to dance, and Caleb and Sadie hadn't kissed yet, and they was like, okay, we think we're done with your shot. So I looked at Matt and Ross, and I was like, I think we have to kiss. And he's like, what? And I was like, I think Finn and I have to kiss. I think the fans are gonna be so mad if we don't. That's all I was thinking, like, all I was thinking about you guys, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're gonna hate me. Like, they're gonna hate me. So like, we have to kiss. And you know what? You have the kiss, you don't have to use it, but I think for 11, it needs to conclude like this. And he was like, okay, let me just, hold on. He goes back and he's sitting by his chair and he's like, and then he looks at Ross and he's like, and I'm like, okay, guys, come on. Like, what is happening? And then he's like, so, and he just shouts it. He's like, okay, Millie and Finn are gonna kiss. And all the 250 extras, my age, girls, boys, all clapping, woo! And I'm like, what is happening? So then we're standing there, we're dancing, and then Finn's just like a ventriloquist. He was like, I'm coming in. And I was like, but it actually really helped, because I was like, I don't really know when he's gonna like time it, because all we care about is the camera getting the kiss, so we don't have to do it again, you know?
So he improvised it on the spot. And
Yeah.
did he expect that to sort of, was he doing that as the character, or was he doing that as like Finn
Oh, he's doing
warning
that
you?
Finn warning me he's coming into my face.
But they ended up putting it in. But they ended up putting it in as if the character was saying it.
No,
Right.
it wasn't. So the Duffer Brothers just found out the other day that he said that.
Oh.
I told them, I was like, did you know that Finn said he's coming in? Like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I was like, what? No, the Duffer Brothers were like, wait, hold on. So they go over, they're looking at the edits and they're like, do we have to cut it out? Because he said he's coming, like he's coming. And I was like, no. Guys, it's hilarious. And it's a great story to tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's get some questions from the audience. Who is it right here? You.
Hi,
She's
Millie.
ready for it. Hi.
I am ready for it. Congratulations on another amazing season. I loved it. So I have two questions for you. One, since we finally got justice for Barb, do you think we'll get justice for Bob? And second question is, did you see the dancing Hopper meme on social media?
Oh my goodness, I did! I'm gonna post it. My mum and I could not stop. Like 1 o'clock in the morning last night, we're sitting there, we're like, look at it! Like, Despacito. It was amazing. No, I think, first question, hopefully is justice for Bob, because I loved Bob. I didn't get to work with him once, and it was really upsetting because he's a really great actor and also just a nice person. But I think that, I mean, Winona, the night he was dying, Winona had held signs up saying justice for Bob. And I was like, what is this, Winona? Like, come on. And she's like, no, we need justice for him. Justice. And I'm like, what is happening right now? It's like a riot on the set. And so she's like walking around. She's like, you know, and she's like, she was really upset that he was, because she's like a big fan of him and his work, and it was just really sweet to watch them together. Like, I completely ship them more than I've shipped any other character in my whole entire life. Like, they are so cute together. Yeah, no, I watched, so I think just, and then, yes, I did see the meme. Yeah, it was really funny.
Next question. Where's the, oh, hey. Right
Hi.
here.
Hi, I'm a huge fan of the show. I was just wondering what you thought was different about filming 11 in season 2 versus season 1.
11's definitely more vulnerable in season 1. She's just like a fish out of water in a way, which is kind of what Ross Duffer said. It's like a fish out of water. Like, she doesn't really know what life or, you know, what's happening. So I feel like she's meeting, like, I remember the scene where, like, she's trying to take off her clothes in front of boys. Like, 11, get a grip. And then season 2, she's kind of learning her words, and she's, you know, saying, you know, curse words. And I was like, hold on a second, like 11, calm yourself. But I feel like she was definitely really, she's grown a lot over the season. It was really fun to film her the first season, but it was very new to me. And then second season, it was like really fun. Whoa, did I think you were Joe Keery then? Who plays Steve Harrington? Like, you seriously do have that
Right, the hair, right?
It's
That's what
crazy. I was like, wait, Joe's here?
Is that your costume, or are you him for how? Oh, okay, sorry.
No, I said I wasn't celebrating today, Dad.
Such a sad note to leave it on. I apologize. Next question, right here.
Hi, congrats on another amazing season. I know there's like a lot of fan theories out there. I was wondering which one is your favorite and if there's any that was confirmed at all.
Theories?
Fan theories. Do you read like the forums and whatever they are?
No, my mum does. She's like a big fan. She's like, oh my God, Millie, look at this one. And like some of them are right, for sure. But they're not Stranger Things 2. If they were anything, it would be Stranger Things 3. If there was one. You see what I did there?
I gotcha.
See what I did there? Yeah.
I think we have time for 2 more questions. Right here.
Right here. I love the show, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm assuming before filming or during filming you had to do your homework on what references you had to take in order to formulate your character. I was wondering if there was any films you had to watch or any music you had to listen to that you took in as inspiration to make your character.
Look at these people. They're crazy. It's like my first time back in New York again and just like watching these people. You know, I definitely had to watch. So when we got the audition tape in, there was like a trailer, and it was just videos of like The Goonies, Poltergeist, Stand By Me. I'm trying to think. I think that was pretty much it. But like those types of movies, all clipped in one, and E.T. And then they was like, okay, so Millie, you're gonna be like E.T. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Really excited to play an alien. And
you go into your audition and you're like, hello, like start doing
yeah,
E.T.
like Mike, phone my home, you know, yeah.
No, not literally E.T.
No, like no. Like we love the makeup, but no. Yeah, no. It was so funny.
Like, you came in a basket. So.
But the scene where like it was Halloween and he puts the thing over his, like that's kind of like this first like 10 minutes in episode 2 is when Eleven's like, Halloween, they won't see me. Trick or treat. Like, it's the stupidest thing. Or they're not stupid. Like, the way she says they're not stupid, we always laugh because she's like, they're not stupid. Like, it's it's the weirdest thing. Or like, you are just like Papa. Like, the way she's definitely not American. Like, I don't know what she is, but she's not American. But I think that, I'm trying to think. I feel like I had to watch those types of movies, and definitely E.T. like twice or so. And then the music was just like Africa, should I stay or should I go? Just and then I remember we had to do the makeup scene in season 1, and they played
Africa is in the song by Toto.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
World music, like world beats that you're talking about.
No, it was the scene where he was putting makeup on me, and it was Guns N' Roses. Can't remember what song though. Give me a song of theirs. The most popular
Welcome to
one.
the Jungle.
Nope, other one.
Paradise City.
Nope, other one.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Oh my God, it was so funny because I was like, he was just doing my makeup in quiet, and I was like, cut. Can we just like put music on or something? Because it's really boring. Like it's really quiet, and Finn's just like. You know, and I'm like, we're both trying to fall asleep. So I was like, put some music on. So he starts putting Sweet Child of Mine, and we just kind of tapping our foot, and the director was like, stop tapping your foot. I was like, because we were not allowed to play music in it. And then he was like, putting my makeup on. It was just more of a rhythm, you know. I feel like that kind of, the music playing gives us that 80s vibe, for sure. Yeah.
I think we have time for one more question. Who's
Make
right
it a
there?
good one. I say the girl in the rainbow, just because she's been holding her hand up every single time.
Okay.
Now, and I feel really bad.
Yeah.
So.
But let's get this one right here, and then we'll get a microphone to
Hi,
the girl in the
Millie.
rainbow.
My question is, are you tired of eating Eggos now?
I knew that question would come. No. 11's never tired of eating Eggos.
No. And then we have a microphone coming to right here.
Yes. What is
Young
your
lady in the
question?
rainbow.
Hi, I have the same sweater as you. I love it. So it's completely random, but go ahead.
I was wondering, what was your favorite scene to film in season 2?
I haven't answered this question yet. So there's so many scenes. I think one of my favorites was the argument scene, just because it was fun to film. And then most emotional scene would probably be the scene when I'm in episode 7 and I say go away, get out of my head to Papa. That was a really, because I cried in the bathroom 45 minutes, not depressing at all. But I was really, really emotional after that. I don't know why. I think it was just because I have such a great connection with Matthew Modine. It was really emotional after that scene. So, but one of my I think my favorite has to be the argument scene. Yeah, thank you.
The argument scene with
David, yeah, because it was just so much in so crazy and things were flying, and it wasn't special. It wasn't visual effects, so it wasn't everything was done after post. No joke, everything was there. Everything was happening.
It's a really harsh scene. You're both extremely harsh to each other, which is unexpected in this show.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It's we got all our anger out.
Everything you've ever wanted to say to David.
Stop my pen! Yeah. No, also, you know the scene, so I'm crying it was right after the argument and all the windows in the house smashed. That was all real. But they just put David in a place that was safe for him to stand so that he would, but it was all breakable glass and it was amazing. So
you did it with your mind.
And I did it all with my mind.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Millie, Stranger Things season 2 is on Netflix now. I'm assuming everybody here has watched it over this past weekend or is going to probably watch it again. Everybody give an amazing round of applause for Millie Bobby Brown.